Derrick Jaxon. Text messages to the third mistress exposed. Hello lovelies, welcome to Narc Free Formula. My name's Freedom. Thank you for joining me. Today's episode is a follow on from my previous video titled The Counselling of Derrick Jaxon, or like I prefer to call it, How Derrick Jaxon Played Himself. So for those of you who don't even know who Derrick Jaxon is, I mean, don't even worry with this video, but for those of you who do but don't know about the situation, check out the previous video. That'll get you up to speed. And for those of you who are hot on Derrick Jaxon's tail, here we have the text messages that he sent to his new mistress. Get this, an hour after his very humiliating and public apology that he did on YouTube. The one where he sat his wife there, trotted his poor, long-suffering wife out to show that she's forgiven him. So if she can, we can. All right, lovelies, I'm going to put the text messages here and I'm going to read through them and I'm going to explain exactly what's going on. Now, the back context of this is the mistress's name, the third mistress, is Nikki. She's a surgeon from Atlanta. However, she didn't know about Derrick's whole reality, his online persona. She didn't know about all of that. He had her blocked on YouTube and on social media. And she, you know, because she's a medical professional, social media is not really a thing for her. She doesn't really worry about that stuff. However, she used her sister's phone to find Derrick's YouTube channel, and then she had to witness him sitting there holding his wife's hand, telling everyone how, you know, he was unfaithful, but it was way back then, and she knows that Danae knows all about it, you know, and that she's forgiven him and blah blah. So she finds, poor old Nikki finds this out in a very public and embarrassing way. Then she blocks Derrick. So when he tries to call her, he can't get through. So he uses one of his mate's phones, which is such a narc thing to do. Obviously, she's putting up boundary. She's saying, I don't want to talk to you because I've just blocked you. So that's the, you know, that's the hint there, Derrick. You know, the hint that she's putting down that you should be picking up on. But no, because he's a narcissist, well, allegedly, I'm just going to say allegedly because I'm not a psychiatrist. And even if I was a psychiatrist, I couldn't diagnose Derrick Jaxon, you know, via his YouTube channel or, you know, in the third person. So, alleged, we'll just say alleged. But, you know, she set a boundary and he breached it. He used his mate's phone to text her. So he initiates the conversation with, did you block me? Now to this, Nikki responds, question mark, question mark, question mark. So straight into it. Babe, I understand things are crazy right now. I get it. If you allow me to explain the situation to you, I will. Please give me the chance to explain this mess. I declined an interview with a blogger a few months back and made a video criticising her work. She's on a smear campaign to assassinate my character. I've nothing to hide from you. I've been honest with you this whole time since day one. Can I come by to talk to you? Alright, so here we go. Nikki's response is pretty clear. She's like, Derrick, you lied about everything. When you called last night, so he called her the night before he did the wife interview. When you called last night, you said if any blogger contacted me to say, I don't know you, and block them. So he's asking her to lie, which is, you know, considering he's got this entire platform about, you know, self-love and honesty within relationships. So he's asking her to lie for him. All right, so you asked me to say that I don't know you and block them. I asked, what was this about? And you said, over an interview, nothing more. Well, 2 women claim they had an affair with you. I don't know nothing about this. I didn't know nothing about this until now. You're doing videos with your wife, the chick you said you didn't want to marry and haven't seen in months, etc. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. Every video you record is in front of my house. You can see my house in the background. Don't contact me ever. All right, so there's two things here. I mean, obviously, the fact that he's recording outside the front of her house. And so literally the video that he did the very next day was outside of her house. You can see the white arches in the back of the window, the rear view of the car. So, all right, so he's out the front of her house. And how's the way he's talking to her about the wife, saying he didn't want to marry her? So why does he got to discredit the relationship that he had with his wife? Why does he have to denigrate the relationship and the marriage and try and say that it was nothing? See, that's a red flag right there. Healthy people, can start a relationship with someone without having to put down their ex. So if you are with someone who is putting down their ex and saying that kind of thing, that, my darling, is a huge red flag. All right, let's continue. Oh yeah, I don't know if I read the last line or not. She says, "Don't contact me ever," is the last line. To this, Derrick Jaxn replies, "Please allow me to explain, Nick." She says, "No, thank you." And now he's getting pissed off. "Unblock my number!" exclamation point. And then the next message, "I'm on my way to your office now. If this is what you want, let's do it. I'm not leaving until you talk to me." I don't know about you guys, but that in itself, I mean, it's a threat. He's like, talk to me. I'm going to come down to your workplace. I'm going to stir up trouble. That's a threat. He's threatening her work. He's totally disrespecting the fact that she said, "Do not contact me again." And this is a typical narcissistic thing to do. Like I said, disrespecting her boundaries, the threatening to make things hard or bad for her in some way if she doesn't listen to him. In a normal setting, this works. These kind of bully boy tactics, they work because women think, oh no, I don't want him coming down to my workplace, and causing a scene. That would be embarrassing and I might lose my job. It will reflect badly on me. I look unprofessional. Like, how is he threatening to make a scene at her job, at her place of work, if she won't talk to him? Like I said, that in itself, bully boy, whether he's a narcissist or not, I can guarantee he is a bully boy. I don't need to diagnose him for that. All right, let's continue. So these are the texts that Nikki took took to Tasha K, who was the blogger that Derrick Jaxn was actually referring to. He didn't mention her name, but it was her that he was referring to. And the thing is that people say, some people say that, Tasha K is a narcissist. I'm not getting into that either. Like I said, no one's a psychiatrist and no one can diagnose people like this. So, throwing around the word narcissism is not really helpful. But like I said, some people have, opinions about Tasha K, and that's fine. I'm not shooting the messenger. For this purpose of this video, all I'm saying is this is the text messages that Nikki gave Tasha K as receipts for her relationship with Derrick Jaxn, which has been going on for months behind his wife's back. And I can guarantee, although he sat his wife down on that couch and made her part of his apology and said things like, she knows I've told her everyone that I even said hello to, typical narcissist thing, trying to minimize what he's done. Anyhow, this whole, she knows about it. I guarantee you she doesn't know about Nikki. And the other thing with Nikki was she was honest and upfront about the fact that he'd gotten her pregnant back in November. And she, is a surgeon. She's a professional. She doesn't want a baby with some, F-boy that she doesn't see a future with, and so she terminated the pregnancy. However, at the time, he was future faking her, trying to make her, trying to get her to delay having the termination, So anyhow, back to these text messages. I'm gonna, like I said, they're here. Read through them. Anyone who's been involved with the narcissist will identify straight away how quickly his tone changed from baby, 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 please listen to me. I can explain it, to what? You're not going to listen? Well, I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to drive around there. I'm going to make you listen, woman. That kind of thing. Like I said, huge red flag. If you are still following and still supporting Derrick Jaxn, this is the kind of behavior that you are rewarding, because this is who he is. His mask has well and truly slipped. He got up there the other day, He lied. He said that it was because he had, that he'd accepted Jesus in name only, but not actually in spirit, and that now that he's actually accepted Jesus and God as his Saviour, that he would be fine, blah, blah, blah. The whole time, knowing that he was going to call his mistress that he'd spoken to her the night before. I mean, this is literally like, it's biblical terms. It's like the devil just sitting there and lying, blatant lying, staring you straight in the eye and saying, I'm a man of God. Knowing, like I said, knowing full well he spoke to Nikki that evening and the very next day. So, this is not, the evening before and straight after the interview. This is not a man who's repentant. This is not a man who has found God and changed his ways. This is a man who's been caught out and is now in damage control. All he cares about is his reputation and his money. Okay? All right, lovelies. Thanks for listening. Bye.